This one's for the culture. Me and wifey in the room thinking of a master plan, thinking how we can influence the culture from where we stand. Knowing that our steps are ordered by the master's hand, still 10 toes down, we ain't switching up the stance. The mission of this music ain't just to make them dance, trying to tell them about the rock, cause they built.
And surprise, we have a bonus episode for you here today, and it is only right because in the last week or two, we have had some crazy events take place in the music business, and although I don't think we're a music pod, we obviously love music, and we talk about the culture. So we have some great information. I am the host of, or one of the hosts here at
the host.
The host with the most. Mr. Ray Bond on Twitter, Mr. Bond Chronicles on Instagram. You can follow us on The Bond Chronicles on Instagram. Like, share, and subscribe on YouTube. Facebook, we're all over, and my lovely host for this bonus episode is
Ms. Bond Chronicles on Instagram. I have yet to change my Twitter, so it's okay. Don't go looking.
All right, so throw that out there. So last week we had, was it last week?
Yes, it was last week.
Last week, yes. It seems so long ago because we've been waiting so stinking long, and we just continue to wait. But what we had was another Kanye West listening party. Again, at Mercedes-Benz Stadium.
Where he's been living for the last, basically, month almost.
I think it's like 2, maybe 3 weeks. I think he moved out, though. He's no longer there.
Oh, as of now?
As of recording time. A friend, co-rapper, someone I saw tweeted that they're moving out. I don't know. It was someone's name. I don't remember it. They weren't famous to me. No disrespect to them, but it was a deleted tweet. But they're moving to another stadium.
Why? He has got to have one of the best recording studios in Montana. I'm sure he's got some stuff in California. Mm-hmm. He has access to some of the best recording locations in the world. And he keeps doing stadiums. Why?
So, my thought is there will be a third listening party in a different location. And at this point, I don't really know what to think. Let's just say you're going on tour.
Let's just say that. You're on tour.
You're going to tour an album that you didn't put out. But we're going to know all the words because you keep playing it.
Yeah.
I saw, I guess I heard that some songs had leaked or playing on an international radio station or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
I was watching Joe Budden's Instagram Live. He was playing a song, so I don't know how he got that. But the album seems to be there. The new release date is August 15th. But before we get ahead of ourselves, let us go through the listening party that we were able to listen to together. And so what were your thoughts from all that the night told and unfolded?
I thought it was dope. I really enjoyed most of what I heard. Obviously, I only heard it at this point once, so I can't necessarily speak to.
You're better for it. Like, I thought the first listening party was dope. The second one was way better with way more songs and much better quality of the songs that were repeated.
Well, that's good.
Yeah.
Obviously, I really liked hearing Jay on the album. I really liked the who was it? It wasn't Pusha T. I mean, the Pusha T was great. What? What was great? So he's so underrated. But he was great. There was this is gonna kill me. This guy. Because when we were watching it, I brought up the fact that it was cool that he had him. I mean, obviously coming off the Versus battle, which that was amazing. It was great to hear Jada on it. Overall, I'm excited to hear what the finished product is going to be at some point in time, whenever it comes. But I really enjoyed what I heard. personally, I'm a Kanye fan. Been a Kanye fan.
Yeah.
I never really fell off at any point in his career. So I'm with it.
All right. So my takes are going to be similar to the last time that we talked about the listening party that I listened to and waited for 2 hours. It was almost another 2 hour wait.
He started at 10. It was supposed to start at 9:30. He started at 10:30.
So it was almost another 2 hour wait. But he did start unannounced, and we watched. And I was, again, the vocals from his mom, obviously touching and inspirational.
Mm-hmm.
There were a bunch of new songs that were not on the first one that I was excited about. There's all men, I believe, outside of his mom on the album still. I believe he rode the wave for whatever reason and flew the locks out. They recorded their verse. I thought it sounded all right, but I'm sure that's going to lead to a pushing back of the album. Also, the 2 Chainz song, still didn't hear that. I believe I heard the Chris Brown, but it wasn't what I was expecting, but it was solid. And then a lot of the other features were features I'd either already heard or kind of foresaw coming. So for me, the big difference here was the quality of the music and the, I guess you call it demonstration, the performance aspect. So once again, he didn't speak. There were no Kanye words from actual Kanye. But he had, I guess you'd call it the Sunday service.
He did. He had the choir, but they never sang.
They sang one song, maybe 2. But generally speaking, they were just more entertainment. And then there was the outside circle of people, which I would love to have an interview from him at some point. I know he's doing the Netflix documentary that they're following him to understand what the heck was going on. He had the camera that was in the floor next to his bed, which came in towards the end for sure. As he ascended to heaven towards his mom, which I did not foresee coming, and I was just praying that nothing went wrong.
Man, that's all I was thinking the whole time. Watching him go up into the sky, it was like, "No, Kanye, don't you be messing with us right now. Don't jump. Don't try to mess with the wiring. Like, just, be easy, dog."
So, I mean, I was excited. I'm still excited for the album. I will say I foolishly waited and
we did again.
Watched Twitter anxiously, but the difference was we didn't have Justin LeBoy tweeting that the album's coming. There was no indication from anyone on Twitter that the album was coming. And given the couple tweets ahead of time of some of the new verses, it led me to believe the album wasn't coming. And so the weekend has passed and we still have no album.
Still no album.
Very little updates on what.
No updates, really.
I mean, the most update, like I was checking the pre-order showed up, which that I no longer could see as of the time of this recording, but that had showed, I think, the 9th. And then they pushed that to the 15th. So, yeah.
So we'll see, because the 15th is what, next Monday?
Because
Friday's the 12th.
Yeah, that sounds right. So no, 7 days, 16th. So that would be a Sunday.
Huh?
There's no way you release on a Sunday. Unless my math is bad. And I don't think my math is bad. My computer is taking its sweet old time. So, yeah, the 15th is a Sunday. So, who knows? Seems like an unlikely day to release an album.
Indeed.
Especially since it's not even a gospel album.
Or maybe that's what he's putting the finishing touches on. He's adding the choir. I'm not saying a gospel album. I'm saying maybe he's adding the choir because he's like planning. Maybe that's it. He's like planning what his tour is going to look like. So the first time it was like, okay, I need to see how this sounds. I need to get a feel of what I want my setup to be, because the first one, he was just standing on the floor. There wasn't a stage or anything.
There was no stage this time.
There was. He was on a stage.
No, he wasn't raised above the people.
Yeah, he was.
No.
Yeah, he was. He had the circular platform, and then the circle of the choir around him, then the gates, and then the circle of the people around them.
But there weren't steps.
He wasn't at the same level as the choir people were.
All right, we'll agree to disagree.
Anyway, going back to my theory, he's trying to see what it'll be like to perform this album in person. And so, like I said, he's in the center of this, stage, and the choir, they'll be there. Boom, would you look at that?
What am I looking at?
The stage.
It's not a stage.
I mean, it's not like a stage, but he is raised above the other people. He's standing on some sort of platform.
I don't see that.
That's why I have to deal with people. Look, the people, these are the choir people. Then there's speakers. Then there's some sort of like platform stage thing.
Okay, whatever you say. I am looking at the different pictures, and I don't see anything that looks like a stage or...
Look, okay.
So you think this is a stage?
Yes, that's clearly different from the rest of the floor.
Okay. There's a stage. Continue.
So, as I was saying, this is probably how he's like just testing out how he wants the show to look and feel. If the choir is around him standing, I don't know what else the genius has envisioned. But because even the people who were on the outside and they were walking in the circle, like it seemed like they were supposed to be doing some sort of choreographed movement, but a lot of those people were just kind of like partying, it looked like. And then definitely at certain points, for some songs, they were like legit, like arms raised, all this going on. So maybe that was him envisioning what the crowd would look like around his little platform or whatever. And so now he's going to go maybe and have another listening party. And the third listening party will be the final result of all this thinking and planning, and boom, the album will release. If anybody is watching and they're on Kanye's team, that's what you should do.
I don't even have really great words to follow that.
My Benadryl is kicking in and it's making me all drowsy. It's so weird.
Great. Glad to hear it. I don't know. I don't think that that's going to happen, but it could. It could. And if you guys are listening and you want to take the advice of my co-host, knock yourselves out. I thought the event was well done. It was also very odd because, what we got this time? We got a 24-hour live stream of random moments building hype. But it was also muted. And I don't know if I've ever seen something more anticipated with no sound than this. It was a camera in a room and people would come and go. Kanye was sleeping. Kanye woke up and they recorded some music. He was recording music on the live stream. So another indication that we weren't getting an album. Finished. So it was just it's been an interesting strategy. I wonder if we will get to a burnout phase where people are like, all right, I'm not going to another listening party. I'm not doing any more of this. Give us the album or keep it moving. We don't care
anymore. But I don't think we've reached that plateau yet.
So the next album listening party, you think will sell out and have the same hype as the first two?
Yeah, especially if he moves it to a new location.
That's a good point. From a viewership standpoint, I would be curious because we've heard a bunch of music. So it would be hard for me to believe that there's a bunch of new music coming that would prompt this. However, who knows? So I saw someone saying that Donda will be like a series where he's going to put it out at some point, but he's going to keep working on it. And so over time, we'll keep getting more and more additions to it.
And that's just kind of the thing, because like we've had this conversation before where this album or the concept of this album isn't new. He's mentioned it before, like in public, in interviews. The name has popped up before. I can't remember which album that people were anticipating to actually be.
I think it was Jesus.
Maybe to be Donda, and then it turned into something else. So I really feel like a lot of the songs that he's working on are songs that he's had like in mind. He's wanted to do them for a long time, but just couldn't get everything, all the pieces lined up correctly. Which is, I think, what pushed him to do the second album party listening review or whatever you want to call it. Because like when he finally put something out, the energy that he felt, like you said, like the energy was great. Being there in Atlanta, his mom had so many, such deep roots in that city. There are a lot of people who appreciate all the things that she did for Morris Brown. So like maybe that brought him closer to her spirit or, whatever. And he was able to really make actual progress on the album this time. And now that he's got more of a completed thing, he can really polish it and make it the perfection that he wants it to be, because that's how he is with every project.
So I agree. He's definitely a perfectionist. I don't remember seeing any negative. That's not true. Haters, there's always haters. But the consensus seemed to be like the album sounded dope. People were a fan of it. They were excited for it. For the second time, we were waiting for it. And for the second time, we didn't get it.
Which is a frustration.
Then at midnight, just like the last time, he released a jacket. And initially, and I don't know if it did eventually, but overnight, it didn't sell out. So he's out of releasing jackets in colors that we've seen. We've done black, we've done blue, and we've done red. So the next album release, you would think it should have came out with the last jacket, but it didn't. So I honestly have no idea. And when pressed, Justin LaBoy said, "You'll get the album when you get the album, but it's great." That's concerning because that doesn't make any sense. I will say it didn't seem like a seasonal album. So typically like Migos or party people make summer music. It wasn't really a summer album. It wasn't necessarily winter, fall, or spring either. If anything, I might say maybe springish, but please don't release it in spring. But I feel like it's a song that can be played year round. So we're not worried about that. The only thing that I'm thinking is he's waiting for Drake. And I don't know if Drake's album's not done, but Drake said and put it out that his album is done and he's going to put it out and he's not waiting for anyone. But we don't have a Drake album either. So for me, either they're competing or they're in cahoots. And neither one of us has given. Drake's had that part in his hair almost all year.
What part?
The heart.
Oh, yeah. I forgot about that.
Yeah. And then he had the date at Dodger Stadium, which may or may not have been publicity. And he's been moving too. So I believe the two are attached in some form of fashion. What that fashion is, I don't know. But the event was dope. It was exciting. The shirt that released online was $100. Wasn't paying $100 for a long sleeve shirt. I've said on here that Kanye gets the most of my money outside of God and my family. But some of the stuff, you got to stop. And it's going too far. So it is what it is, but
it's gone too far. You're making Ray upset. Release that. And I guess that's the thing. Like, what is it that's keeping him from really releasing the album?
Oh, and you flew out your wife and kids again.
Again.
And you matched outfits. And it was great. And it was publicity for that. And I don't know if you guys are still getting divorced because you seem real chummy. But maybe you need to make a makeup song to put at the end of the album to make up for the song where you're complaining about your family not being with you. But give us the album.
Yeah, either way, like we don't see the hold up and why it can't be released. Everything that I've heard so far has been really solid. Like I said, like there were a lot of really great features, and then it's a Kanye album, so the production is A1.
Absolutely.
Period. I just don't understand why he can't just here, take it, and then go, do what he does on his ranch and all of those things.
Yep. We got gap closed you need to give us. So go ahead and put this album out, Kanye. We're waiting for it, and we're excited. So hopefully, maybe the next time we give y'all some more content, we'll have a Kanye album.